If you make $120,000 a year, you should feel rich. If you make $200,000, you should feel secure. If you make $350,000, money should not be a constant source of pressure. And yet, many people at these income levels have less than 6 months of expenses saved, carry $30,000 to $60,000 in consumer debt, finance cars that cost $1,200 a month, and commit to 30-year mortgages that absorb most of their cash flow. On paper, they are successful. In reality, they are financially fragile. The problem is not irresponsibility. It is not stupidity. It is not lack of effort. The real problem is structural and psychological. Income does not automatically create wealth, and the higher your income climbs, the more convincing the illusion becomes that you are building wealth simply because you earn more. When income increases, something subtle happens in the mind. Your brain does not say, "Now I will accumulate productive assets." It says, "Now I can upgrade." You upgrade your apartment. You upgrade your car. You upgrade your vacations. You upgrade your restaurants. You upgrade your social circle. None of this feels reckless. It feels proportional. It feels deserved. This is lifestyle inflation, but not in the shallow way people describe it. Lifestyle inflation is not just spending more. It is identity expansion. When someone moves from earning $60,000 to $150,000, their self-concept shifts. They no longer see themselves as average. They see themselves as advanced, accomplished, higher status. And status carries maintenance costs. You do not move into the better neighborhood because you need more square footage. You move because it aligns with who you believe you are becoming. You do not buy the $85,000 car because the engine is necessary. You buy it because it fits your income bracket. Spending becomes a way to stabilize identity. The danger is that income is flexible, but expenses are rigid. A salary can disappear in a year. A mortgage payment will follow you for decades. When fixed expenses rise to match income, you create a new baseline, and that baseline quietly locks you into performance. You must continue earning at that level to maintain your life. High earners often think in terms of flow instead of accumulation. When $15,000 or $20,000 enters the account each month, the mind relaxes. As long as money keeps coming in, I'm fine. But that belief depends entirely on continuity. If you spend $13,000 per month and save $2,000, you may feel responsible. Yet your lifestyle requires $156,000 per year just to exist. That is not financial independence. That is high-level dependency. Then there is comparison. Once you earn a high level, you stop comparing yourself to the median income. You compare yourself to your peers. If a colleague buys a $1.2 million house, your $800,000 house suddenly feels conservative. If a friend invests $250,000 into a private deal, your index funds feel slow. This is not envy in a dramatic sense. It is calibration. You adjust your internal standard based on your environment. The higher your income, the more expensive your reference group becomes. And because your circle is composed of other high performers, the pressure escalates quietly. You're no longer optimizing for stability. You are optimizing for positioning. Positioning is expensive. It encourages riskier investments, larger fixed costs, and decisions made to signal competence rather than build security. There is also what can be called delayed wealth syndrome. Many high earners tell themselves they will focus on serious investing later. Once I hit $300,000 a year, I'll start allocating aggressively. This is the phase to enjoy. I work hard. I deserve this. These thoughts feel rational because income growth creates optimism. But compounding does not reward optimism. It rewards time. If someone invests $50,000 per year starting at age 30, the long-term outcome can surpass someone investing $100,000 per year starting at 40. The difference is not intelligence. It is time in the market. When you delay asset accumulation while expanding lifestyle, you create a structural imbalance. Your future depends entirely on continued performance rather than accumulated leverage. What makes this trap powerful is that it feels normal. Everyone around you is doing the same thing. Large homes, finance cars, luxury travel, strategic consumption. You do not feel reckless. You feel synchronized. The environment validates your choices. But synchronization with a high-spending environment does not equal wealth creation. It equals coordinated fragility. Escaping this pattern does not require extreme minimalism. It requires reversing the sequence. Most high earners follow this order. Income increases, lifestyle increases, and whatever remains is invested. Wealth builders reverse it. Income increases, asset allocation increases immediately, and lifestyle expands only within the boundaries of asset growth. This means that when income rises from $150,000 to $220,000, the additional $70,000 does not automatically expand fixed expenses. A predetermined percentage, ideally 40 to 60% of the increase, is redirected into productive assets, not into savings that sit idle, not into consumption disguised as investment, into ownership, equity, cash-flowing assets, broad market exposure, businesses, real estate, assets that can eventually produce independent income. The objective is simple but psychologically difficult. Make assets fund lifestyle, not labor. When investments generate $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 per month, lifestyle expansion becomes structurally safe. Before that point, expansion increases vulnerability. The shift is not about deprivation. It is about identity. When identity is tied to income, self-worth rises and falls with performance. When identity is tied to ownership, stability increases. Ownership compounds quietly. Income requires constant output. Assets require patience and discipline. High earners stay broke, not because they lack money, but because they overvalue visible success and undervalue invisible structure. They optimize for income growth but neglect balance sheet growth. They celebrate raises but ignore net worth trajectory. They upgrade signals before upgrading systems. Real wealth is measured in durability. How long could you maintain your current lifestyle without working? 6 months? 1 year? 5 years? That number reveals more than salary ever will. If the answer is uncomfortable, that discomfort is information. It is not an accusation. It is leverage. The moment you redirect identity from spending to ownership, the game changes. Raises become fuel for assets, not fuel for ego. Lifestyle becomes a byproduct of systems, not a reflection of income. And fragility slowly transforms into resilience. Income is loud. It attracts attention. It validates effort. Wealth is silent. It builds in the background. And most high earners never realize that without deliberate structure, high income can mask long-term instability. The question is not how much you make. The question is how much of what you make is building something that can outlive your effort.